Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
There we are. Hello everybody, welcome to another day of StarCraft 2. Today we are watching the Junior Cup. As you can see, I've been financed a pretty fine jacket. Lovely thing. That's looking alright. Anyway, hope you are all having a pretty good day so far. You know what? Me, myself, I had a pretty shitty week. Not gonna lie, but we're gonna make the best of things right here, right now. And I hope you are here to enjoy some StarCraft 2 with me. So especially because we are going to be seeing, of course, the, the junior leagues, the people that we haven't seen that much play StarCraft 2 yet. But hopefully we will see more of in the future. And perhaps we're going to be seeing the next big thing in StarCraft 2 history coming up right now today. At least one of the, debut tournaments. Might be happening right here. Today we'll be watching a couple of the players play, 4 out of the 8. There is an open qualifier as well. We select 8 people. First Saturday we have a Group A. Second Saturday we have the Group B. And then on the third Saturday of the month we have a little bit of a playoffs. So we do the semi-finals and the finals. 2 best of 5s and a best of 7. So that's something to look forward to. But for today, we're just doing Group A and we're doing Group B. Which is basically just GSL format, honestly. Just a couple of good old best of 3s. And it's going to be 5 best of 3s. See which 2 players will be able to win 2 games here. Or at least 2 series, I should say. Today we have Ro8, a Russian Zerg. Versus Baby Marine, the Italian Terran player. And in the second round, we will be having Young Yakov versus Optimistic. Young Yakov is also a Russian Zerg player. Coincidence? I don't know. Could be. Anyway, his opponent, Optimistic, is the Protoss from the UK. So, looking forward to seeing these guys play. We're still apparently waiting a little bit here until Baby Marine does get in our group. Looks like he was a little bit too relaxed here and started up another ladder game. Without really being able to have the time for that ladder game, which is perhaps a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see. We will see. Let me think about this through. Yeah. It's really cold here right now, guys. I don't know if it's as cold as where you guys are at, but jeez Louise, I just feel like sitting on my hands here and there. I might just do that, and then to be able to do that, I'm just gonna put the camera on Miguel, the French stream, and just talk about whatever they're talking about, and then sometimes just kind of nod towards the minimap, tell you guys to look over there instead. It sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a relaxed kind of stream. Might be able to get away with that one. If I hadn't said anything, I bet nobody would have noticed. Anyway. Yeah. It's been 2 weeks now since we had one of these previously. It's nice to see some familiar faces back in the tournament again. I believe Mitillo did get replaced here. Let me take a look, actually. I think it is in the... Mitillo reached 16 years old. Alright, so he had a birthday. Can't be having one of those. So yeah, 16 years old now. Can't compete anymore. Unfortunately, he will have to compete in other tournaments. And Exo Striker, unfortunately, is not able to play. Very unfortunate that Exo Striker, of course, the favorite, pretty much the previous winner here. Well, Ghosty did manage to beat him the time before then, but you know what? Exo Striker definitely a very strong competitor. It's going to be a shame that he's not here, but that allows Ro8 to join in, one of the Russian Zerg players here. And we'll be seeing what he is made of right now. Well, not right now, but as soon as the game starts, of course. I'm sure they'll be having to do a little bit of the vetoing as well. And we can get things started. Get things on their way. Anyway. We will be having another group interview as well. Or, well, I say group interview or winners interview. So whoever manages to advance, we will be able to figure out. And, well, figure out a little bit more about themselves. Ask them some nice questions and see what they are up to. TV slash. Just gonna broadcast myself as well on the Battle.net. Might as well. I just saw Miguel do it. I think it's a pretty good idea. There we go. There we go. Advertisement successful. Aha. There he is. There's our fella. There's our friend. Baby Marine. Finally here. It turns out. And we're just gonna have to wait and see here what maps they do decide to go for, of course. Afterwards we'll be able to enjoy ourselves a little bit with some fancy StarCraft 2. I say fancy, it's probably gonna be absolutely horrible because they are juniors after all. These guys are absolutely insane. The skill right now of these young players, it is mesmerizing. Honestly, if I was this good at a game, my ego would have been through the roof. I would not be able to contain myself. Luckily for us, most of these guys are pretty darn to the ground and well grounded overall. I guess that kind of is the same thing said in two different ways, but you know what? Might as well keep some creativity flowing here and there. So, alright, so we're not doing Zen, we're not doing Dreamcatcher, we're not doing Triton. Dreamcatcher, is that even... I'm kind of curious now. Dreamcatcher. That's not in the map pool, is it? Huh. Maybe it used to be. Maybe it's in one of those seasons that I missed. Everdream. It does not seem good. Catcher. Maybe it's like a map that he made himself. Dreamcatcher. Oh, there it is. Huh. Alright. Looks kind of fancy. So it used to be on ladder. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright. Well, I missed that season. Probably in my season of, which is why I'm not as good as these players, probably. It's the partial blame right there. At least. Anyway. Let's see what we will be getting ourselves into. He confused Dreamcatcher with World of Sleepers. That's a funny one. That's a good one. That's kind of similar, right? They both are about sleeping, I suppose. Or what happens when you're sleeping. Or just sleeping in general. And what's happened. Yeah, it's kind of the same category, right? Miguel figured it out. I thought he was just joking, but he did have two maps to pick from. But he forgot. He really did want to veto Dreamcatcher. Anyway, our first map will be as is per usual. It's gonna be Eternal Empire. And am I seeing this correctly? Oh wait, hold up. Actually, the game capture here. So this is the first time I'm working with this overlay, guys. You're gonna have to excuse any mishaps or misshapen things that are happening, as I did not really have a lot of time to prep this. But anyway, there we go. Alright, looking lovely again. Looking absolutely lovely. What's up, Flash T? There is a 90-second delay here, so we're gonna have to deal with that as well, as we are hopping into game number 1 for tonight. Eternal Empire, Iro versus Baby Marine. Iro being the replacement for Exo Striker. Another Russian, unfortunately, not a Protoss though, or a Alpha X member, as far as I'm aware. And he is a Zerg as well. Another little tiny difference here. And, well, let's see what he can do. What can he bring to the table? Is he going to be another competitor as capable as Exo Striker? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. As Exo Striker, surely one of the better players. Champion of the previous tournament, of course. Everybody feared him up until the latest moments. Anyway, here we go. Game number 1 in the top right side of the map. We have a green Zerg. As I said, he's from Russia and Team Hasu, apparently. Alright, he is Ro8. In the bottom left side, his opponent for today. He is one of our more famous players right here. A lot of, you know what, people are expecting a lot from this guy. He's the yellow Terran player. He is Baby Marine. People are expecting a lot of him, of course. I'm not gonna try to avoid pointing this out too many times because I feel like we you know, people are harping on it a little bit too much. And I think he should be giving the opportunity to kind of grow into his own right here without being overshadowed by the reason why he is pretty well known. He is, of course, the brother of Rainer, the younger brother. And, well, Rainer, of course, a absolute StarCraft god. People are expecting a lot from Baby Marine because of this. Having access to a brother like that to compete with and try to, you know, maybe better yourself then is quite a difficult feat. But, you know what, maybe he is going to be able to do it at one point in his career. Who knows? But, yeah. One of the reasons why he is, of course, one of those players that people are really enjoying to watch. And me too, actually, secretly. I really do hope that he grows to those same kind of levels. That would be pretty darn cool. Having two brothers at kind of the same level competing. Imagine Baby Marine versus Rainer in some sort of finals at some point, right? On the world stage. That would be pretty darn cool. Two brothers. What kind of storyline would that be? But, yeah, we're still a long way from that, unfortunately. Baby Marine, a tough competitor. But still a way to go until he reaches the same levels as his brother. Right. I said I wouldn't talk too much about it, and now I've just been talking about it for like 1.5 minutes. Anyway. Reaper at the front door. Usual stuff happening here. I guess we're just going to keep our eyes on it. There's not much else is happening right now. As per usual. Let's see if he's still blocking this. A rather nice little maneuver. And that is quite a reasonably significant delay so far. That is taking place here. SCV realizing it cannot stay there any longer. Ooh, the Reaper still does manage to get on top of it. Can he get the drone? Yes, he can. And he gets out. That is some big good news, I guess. Well, like also a little bit of an oof for Ro8. Ro8. Where Russian team? Russian team, I don't know. Is Hasu a Russian team? It could be. I know 3D is like a semi-Russian team, right? You have some people just from outside of Russia or neighboring countries. The Balkans and stuff like that. But, yeah. Can I get some love for being his coach? Yeah, man. Mind Mint. There you go. I don't know if that's a serious thing that you're saying right there because of that Kappa face, but all the love to you, man. You're in the chat. You're observing him. That's all we need. That is all we need. I should point out that something of significance is happening within the Zerg base. You might be wondering what. Well, it's this little tumor that is creating itself here. It's not just a regular one. It's actually, in fact, a Nidus network. Gonna grow itself into a really nasty little boy. It's gonna be rather bothersome. Now, there are two Marines over here checking out this entrance side to the base, so should be able to react in time to this. Let's hope he does pull some SCVs here, because those two Marines there... Oh, my dear lord, I don't think this is going to work out in time. And that is going to finish up here. Oh, well, there come the Queens. Oh, doesn't get the transfusion, though. I think he's okay so far. One Marine's joining in. Looks like it's going to be alright. Wants to get the second Nidus Worm as well. You know what? You're in a really weird situation now, is Iro. Are you going to put that Nidus Worm at the front door somewhere? Or maybe even at the third base? What's that decision going to be? What's he gonna be choosing to do here? He still has everything in the Nidus Worm, so I'm guessing he's gonna attempt to do this. Alright. He's just gonna put it into the natural base. There's a lot of stuff there already now. Coming in through, almost gonna go down immediately. There we go. Okay, so yeah, again, nothing gonna get created there. Perhaps this time around it is gonna be in the main base, but this is giving Baby Marines such an incredible amount of time to just, well, prep for this situation that is coming his way. His Marines are very overstimmed, though, I have to say that, but I guess there are the two medeffects now. Okay, okay. Evo Chamber for Iro on the way now as well. And Iro in a little bit of trouble here. Deciding to put everything outside of the Nidus Worm. And yeah, honestly, I do think it would have been a little bit more advantageous for him to even try a little bit of harassment from someone from the third base, right? It's a lot less likely that Nidus will get denied a second time and even a third time there. And then you might still be able to get some reasonable trading happening with those early on roaches that you made. Now we're gonna... Oh, this is pretty cool. Using the Nidus Worm defensively. So you can split up these roaches actually, and all right. These are some cool moves. Roaches now in the main base. Already placed them there. Should be able to just jump on them. Now these roaches can go in here if they want to, right? The bum of the worm, and then get out of the mouth again. I don't decide to do so. It's fine. It is fine. Third base for Baby Marine has been created as well already. He's doing pretty good so far as a solid worker counts. Of course, I mean, with a failed attack like that from Iro, you're bound to be a little bit ahead anyway, but or at least you should be, right? And that only happens if you do make the right choices and you do keep your macro up as everything is going wrong for the Zerg, and that's exactly what happens here. Putting Baby Marine in a very solid spot so far. Now, Iro, instead of attempting to do something from, well, a less in-your-face Nidus Worm, he's just gonna drone up right now. Gonna grab some other technology. Looks like he's adding in a second evolution chamber as well. And he's just gonna try to prep for some sort of a late game, which is gonna be difficult for him to perhaps transition into successfully without taking more significant damage here. At least maybe even slowing himself down quite a bit to try and keep himself safe against any sort of drop play. Ooh, this could be nice. Oh, the Hunting's just barely not in time. Those two medeffects, though, he could divert one of them to try and take on this base, but instead wants to go for those drones right here in the natural base. At the same time, more Marines on the other side as well. And it doesn't appear like Iro is really aware that this is happening in his natural base. And that's a lot of workers going down immediately here. He's really attempting to deal with the one single drop here on this side. And now everything got cleaned up on the natural. So multi-pronged aggression at its finest. We have to say, though, that was a really rough one for Iro to hold, right? 4 medeffects filled up with units there, basically. And he did have to try and drone up as much as he could to try and mitigate the earlier disadvantage that he took for attempting the roach regression with the Nidus Worm. And now, you know what? He got punished even further for that, though. So maybe you could make the case that it would have still been more beneficial to just kind of have enough roaches to defend most of the areas. Even though he would have had roaches, would have had to have roaches here in the main base as well, and in the natural. Oh well. Anyway, he looks like he is finally going to be able to establish himself a 4th base. But Baby Marine already having a 4th base as well. Pretty much ready to be flown over there. Kind of curious to see if he does want to make that into a planetary fortress. If he's just going to make this a command or a orbital. Well, he's just going to make it a planetary, it looks like. Probably the right choice on such an open space there. Still more aggression coming through here for Baby Marine. And Baby Marine's supply, as we can see, absolutely steamrolling right now. And yeah, the income grav, it doesn't bode well for Iro. And we're kind of seeing that being resembled right now in, of course, the supply. That's why Baby Marine is that far ahead. His workers as well, look at that, 20 workers ahead. I guess that's kind of what happens when you lose 28 workers as a Zerg before the 10-minute mark. And it is absolutely horrible. But even with these siege tanks in siege, I'm not even sure if he can take this fight with reasonable splits here from the Marines. He should not be losing too many of his units here. The bios are pretty good. He takes out most of the tanks, which is pretty significant, I have to say. But those Marines still very, very dangerous here. Baby Marines micro, it's pretty spot on still. As long as he manages to split them up, he should be good. And how many banelings do we even have in total? 11 banelings, so I guess roaches are pretty good against Marines as well, but when you have about 30 supply extra in Marines, yeah, the roaches don't do as well anymore. Oh, attempted run by here by those Zerglings. Baby Marine didn't wall this place off yet. Don't know if he still wants to. He did put one supply depot there, so I'm assuming he wants to wall that off later on entirely. And on this base, of course, well, there's a planetary fortress, so you're not really going to be pushing in there either. He's just playing it very, very safe so far. Taking more bases. Probably ramping up his production here as well. Let's take a look. He's making nukes, guys. Look at that. Taking a page from Vindicta's playbook. Oh my dear lord, what is that leg spike right there? Maybe somebody old tabbing or something, I don't know. Anyway, let's hope it doesn't happen again. Now, an army of liberators. Well, 2 liberators, I suppose. 2 siege tanks. Well, no, 3 siege tanks. Gotta say that correctly, right? I mean, it's 50% extra siege tank. And a gazillion marines, which is the exact number as well. Is gonna attempt to do a push here. First of all, gonna clean up most of the creep on the bottom right side of the map, as well as denying that base right here. And again, we're having these lag spikes. Ooh. I hope the players are not experiencing those as badly as I am, but well, they might. Baby Marine still having a siege tank in his main base, but those SCVs, oh my dear lord. They might all die because of friendly fire here, but alright. Look at that, that's a lot of that SCVs. Didn't matter though, as Baby Marine's army just was able to steamroll on through. And very nice stuff there. Baby Marine taking game number 1 in the first overall series that we're going to be watching today. Pretty regular game there. Felt very difficult to win already for Iro after, of course, the failed Nidus worm. Perhaps he could have given up maybe a little bit earlier on, but then again, who can blame him for, you know, still trying his hardest in that situation. Anyway. Iro and Baby Marine. Game number 2 will be played on Simulacrum. Map that, you know, I for a long time tried to avoid pronouncing, but I think I'm pretty on the ball now. Simulacrum. It sounds pretty French to me, which might be why I was so reluctant to try and pronounce it, as the French language is incredibly difficult for anyone. Except for the French, of course, and some Belgians that live too close to France to really not be able to know France, I suppose. Anyway. I have a personal vendetta against France. I guess it's less important. It's more important about what is happening with these two players right here. I should do the score correctly. There we go. In the bottom right side, we have a orange Zerg. This time around, he is from Russia. Team Hasu's Iro. In the top left, we have Maker's one and only Blue Terran player, the Italian Baby Marine. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Game number 2. Nothing strange just yet. Well, I guess I lied. I just assumed nothing strange would be happening, but I mean, we do have a extractor first into a spawning pool first here, which is rather interesting. Trying to figure out what our French casters are watching now. So yeah, there we go. Now we see the spawning pool first with the gas first. Yeah. Anything else we should be looking at? I'm not sure if I'm on Miguel or his co-caster now, though. I think this is Miguel. Seeing the camera movements. Let's take a look at the other person's camera movement again. Oh, this might be Miguel, actually. I don't know. Alright, anyway. Wait. Did I just find a way to zoom out even further than you're supposed to? Did that just happen? I think. Alright, let's try. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just hallucinating. Anyway, Baby Marine sees what's happening. It's coming his way. It's a Roach Warren 2. Let's see if he saw the Roach Warren. In fact, yeah, he did. Alright, so he absolutely is 100% certain that a lot of Hell Spawn is coming his way. He's still sending his Marines to the low ground, suspiciously enough. Wants to keep this command center safe, I suppose. Wants to keep that production going. That SCV is going to go down, though, so that's already a little bit of a delay so far. It looks like it's going to be okay. Supply depot should be lowered again. There we go. Send another SCV down there. And the Roach Warren was cancelled. Did Baby Marine see the cancellation? No, he did not. So he might still be prepping for a full-on Roach attack here. So Iro attempting a little bit of a mind game here. Trying to throw Baby Marine off the scent of what is actually happening in this game. A smart maneuver, that Reaper would have absolutely been great to have gone into the main base here. Unfortunately, isn't going to be the case. Now that starport's being created. Okay, the bunker got salvaged. I guess with the Reaper seeing the third base and also kind of seeing the drone counts here, perhaps he feels pretty secure that there's nothing crazy coming his way. Okay, so here he goes, checking again, and now he sees, yep, it did get cancelled. So now he knows for sure. Doesn't necessarily need to get those cyclones out anymore. And he's transitioning into a fusion core. Battlecruiser is going to be created here. Is that another bunker being salvaged? I don't know, something blew up. Anyway. Reaper on this third base. Just a little bit of a nuisance. Queen should be able to deal with that, but maybe that's going to allow the Reaper to rotate in here. He's playing it safe. Okay, both players playing it safe, playing it cool. It's pretty smart actually from Baby Marine using that Cyclone now to deny any Overlord scouting instead of helping out against those Roach attacks in the early parts of the game. Lay attack is on the way. Wondering to see what Iro is planning to do with that. 2 evolution chambers on the way as well. There's our first battle cruiser. Okay. Things are calming down here a little bit. I'm still kind of curious to see what Ro is planning to do, right? If he's going to go for another Nidus attack, I mean, he does kind of have his overlords in positions where I might be a little bit suspicious that he's planning to do something like that, but he's adding on a Baneling nest here. Let's take a look. So he did see the third base. He saw that there's no gas here, so that's a reasonable assumption to make, that there won't be mech coming his way. But in fact, as we can see, of course, there is the battlecruiser on the way. And okay, so it is going to be a because of the stim and the extra barracks, it is going to be a bio follow-up. That's something you very often see. The mech play is a little bit more common. But then again, I mean, if Ro did just see those barracks and the tech lab on that barracks being... oh, actually, he didn't see that this was a barracks here. He saw another barracks being created, though, so that might throw him off of this battlecruiser. Although I guess he didn't have that much time anyway to prep anymore. Looks like he did get caught off, out of position here a little bit. 3 drones do go down, a queen as well. Couple more drones getting shot down. 6 drones so far. Aliens on the other side as well, helping out here. Need to get closer to this. I'd say just go for it, baby Marine. Those drones are looking very spicy. He's playing it safe. Wants to control his battlecruiser at the same time as well. Oh, there we go. Another 3 workers gonna go down. Is he gonna jump on it? Is he gonna jump on it? Okay, there he goes. Finally finding the courage here to do so. Oh, they're getting really on top of him. Kind of naturally allowing the drones to split in that way. Very interesting. Oh, what's up, Bibs? How are you doing, my friend? So yeah, I mean, 14 workers did get picked off there. And it only cost him 6 Hellions and a Reaper. He still has that battlecruiser, of course, which is now picking off creep tumors here at the top side of the map. Needs to keep this alive, alright. There we go. Tactical jumps right on out of there. He's going to be able to see this overlord, right? Okay, well, he sees it now. At least, okay, there we go. Finally. Denying that vision. Anything else happening here? Mr. Baby Marine. He's just making some upgrades for his bio, getting himself more barracks. Nothing too crazy. Ro on the other side, not adding on a 4th base. Oh, well, no, never mind. There it is. Okay. There's the 4th base. It's going to be very useful. Look at that creep spread as well. 14 tumors at the same time being created here. Quite a couple of them. So the creep spread already looking a little bit better than it did the previous game around. He's adding on a macro hatchery as well. That's probably something really useful to do for any Zerg player that's not like as good as Cyril or Rainer. You know what, you're just going to have some excess minerals now and again. Excess resources. You might as well get yourself another hatchery to help out in the later parts of the game, especially because it's so incredibly difficult to still hit all your injects. Pushing in pretty hot here. He's still on creep. It's going to take a while to get rid of here. Those Lynx attempting a run by, but kind of staying there now. Okay, well, you had more than enough time to lift up those supply depots, baby Marine. Fortunately, not seeing that reaction. Oh, my dear lord. Those Banelings getting awfully close as well. Probably right now being distracted by the Zerglings. So I guess the timing of the Zerglings still helped out by giving the Banelings the opportunity to rush into the Marines that were just going forward there. And, the 3rd base does get destroyed, and Baby Marine once again puts himself in a very advantageous position here. I'd say if we look at the supply, if we're supposed to believe in the supply, then that is definitely not a good sign here for Ro. He's now seeing a battlecruiser accompanied by a battalion of the Gazillion Marines once again. Baby Marine really loves making a lot of Marines, doesn't he? Instead of Marauders. Sometimes you do see Marauders still kind of put into the mix here to help out against the splitting for the Banelings, but You know, this just, to me, it shows confidence. Confidence that he is knowingly making more Marines. And confidence in his splitting now. He's going to be able to split away in time. And there we go. Baby Marine taking the first series here, guys. Absolute wonderful stuff. Wonderful game here, series here. 2 games in a row in the pocket of Baby Marine. And well, you know what? It didn't seem like he had too much difficulty there. Honestly. Which is nice to see. You know what? This is the 3rd time he has been participating in the championship for the junior championships. I think all 3 of the times he did go through the qualifiers as well. So he's definitely one of those players that is up there. Unfortunately, so far, we've not been able to see him compete in the playoffs yet, I believe. Unless if I'm mistaken. Maybe he got kicked out of the semifinals. Maybe that's at some point. But, yeah, it's just been a very unfortunate first group stage every single time for Baby Marine, meeting very, very tough players such as Ghosty and Extra Striker, I believe. And those are 2 of our champions. And you know what, this time around, Baby Marine, it looks like he has a good possibility of moving on into those playoffs this time around. Not only, you know what, after playing some more, probably having been improving quite a bit, as well as, you know what, just not having as stacked of an opponent right here, right now. Okay, so our next match will be Young Yakov versus Optimistic. Optimistic, the UK Protoss, and Young Yakov being the Russian Zerg. Let's take a look at what these 2 guys are going to be able to bring to the table. If I'm not mistaken, again, no, rather safe than sorry. I don't think Optimistic ever has participated in the overall tournament. Let me actually double check that right here. And Yakov, I don't think... no, wait. Oh, no, Optimistic actually one time around he did play here. It was as well in Group A for Season 2. So yeah, previous season he was here. Unfortunately, he had not the best of runs there. And we're going to have to be seeing if he can bring it back around again there. Vetoing now. Optimistic is one of the in-house members of Alpha X, so he gets a free run at the tournament here. Same did go for Exo Striker, who actually already did get placed as well, just because of his previous run in a tournament. I believe like 2 players from Alpha X get to go in, and 2 players from the previous tournament if they performed up to snuff. And then the other 4 spots are to play for, if I'm not mistaken, for the qualifiers. Something like that. Anyway, this time around we have from the open qualifier Airrock Fire, who actually is also a Alpha X member. We have Optimistic from the open qualifier, Baby Marine, and Wannabe Beyond. So all those 4 players actually managing to go through the open qualifier. And then let's see. Actually, we do have 2 invited players, but those are the 2 invited players. Actually, Young Yakov. I'm not sure if he. He did get invited. Does this mean he is actually from or a part of Alpha X as well? It could be. It could be. Anyway, there's a lot of good Zergs right now coming out of Russia, aren't there? Like a lot of up and comers that are on the way. Not only in the overall bracket here in the young ones, the junior championships, but just in general, also in the higher up older professional brackets. Let's call them like that. Like B, for example, just to name one. I know there's more. But yeah, we'll just have to make do with my brain not working right now. Ephemeron! It will be our first map between these 2. Very classy today with the coat. Yeah, thank you, man. It's actually a jacket. A suit jacket, I suppose. I don't know how you would call this. A blazer? It's one of those things that ends here, right? It has... Anyway. I appreciate it, Bibs. I appreciate it. I actually got this from our team manager. He saw me every time sitting next to those Korean casters in the Team Destruction Cups. And he thought, you know what? This guy's underdressed. We need to up his game. And here I am. Here I am. Anyway. In the top left side, we have the Russian Zerg in the blue colors. He is Young Yakov. Going for a spawning pool first here. Very, very cheesy. His opponent in the bottom right side, it's a red Protoss. He is known as Optimistic. He's the Protoss from the UK in today's bracket. And I hope that we will be able to see him perform as well as he can. This is, of course, the... oh my god, Sniper with a 1-year sub here. Thank you so much, dude. That is quite something else. Anyway, Optimistic being the player for Alpha X here. Having to defend our honor and the glory. Blocking the expansion here, but I'm not sure if that is completely necessary. There was not enough money yet for Young Yakov to really make that happen. Perhaps he was trying to get that probe to... Ooh, a pylon block. That would be crazy mind games. Yeah, he did not have the money, guys, to really make that hatchery just yet. So he definitely pulled that earlier than he you know, could have or should have. Anyway, I think there's still a gap in here, right? It looks like that Zealot is gonna start moving towards the gap area. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's a good wall for now. The Lynx obviously gonna attempt nibbling at the cybernetics core here with the Zealots, having to do the little wiggle dance. This is very awkward, as the number of Zerglings actually is rather problematic right now. We might have to see another cybernetic score being put down right behind here. I think that would be a really good call. Optimistic does have the money for it. There we go, okay. Oh, full surround on the Zealots here. The Zealot attempting to move out a second Zealot just in the nick of time, though. Gonna be able to make an appearance. Okay, so what are we gonna be seeing here, guys? This could be the end of things already. Can the Zerglings get a full area here as well? That would be absolutely devastating. Oh, that Zealot just barely wiggling its way back into the chokehold there. Adepts are going to be crucial to hold this. He really needs them. Optimistic. Okay, so that cybernetic score does live for now. And the Nexus has been put down. So, you know what? So far, it looks like he's gonna be okay. And Young Yakov, he is not following this up with anything of the Baneling kind of sort. Or a sports jacket, suit jacket. Yeah, I like both those words. It's very official. But yeah, shout out to Sushi for helping me acquire one. Without him, I would still be looking like a casual, dirty nerd. Without any official clothing for casting. Anyway, Stargate will be the tech choice here for Optimistic. A staple building, of course, in the overall arsenal of the PvC meta right now. He did get himself a creep tomb in there, but it did cost him a adapt. I'm not completely 100% convinced that that is a worthy trade. It's the single creep tumor for a single adapt. I guess it's better than just losing the adapt for nothing. That's for sure, but... oh well. Anyway, Optimistic making a lot of adapts here, actually. Already up to 4 adapts. I'm not sure if this is because he's afraid of another follow-up, or if he's actually planning to do something with the adapt aggression here. So far, we're not seeing a Twilight Council being added with the Stargate. So... doesn't look likely it will be a mass adapt kind of attack here. Definitely some more pressure taking place. Now, there's no third base yet to take out. And there they go. The Adepts on the way. Shading on through. He might even be able to fight these Zerglings here. Is that what he's planning to do? Yes, it is. Oh, speed just finishing in the nick of time. And more Zerglings finishing up as well in the nick of time. That's a little bit unfortunate. So yeah, all of those do immediately get exterminated. Now, what do we have as in those Phoenixes? They are just walking across the map, looking around for any sort of overlords to try and pick off. Young Yakov, so far, you know what? He is actually going to continue on the aggression now off of the 2 base. No third base in sight, and he's going to follow this up, which is a little bit awkward, if you ask me. He's sending in Zerglings first and then following it up with Roaches. Normally, you do see a big ball of Roaches attacking, and then afterwards, the Zerglings, as they can catch up to those Roaches very quickly, of course. But, you know what, we're seeing Zerglings, then Roaches, and then more Zerglings. So maybe this is even better, in a way. 2 shield batteries are being created. They are detrimental to help out in the defense here. Unfortunately, they are stacked upon one another, so biles are going to be absolutely devastating here. And that's going to be a lot of biles here, guys. Believe you me. Alright, so they are being thrown on top of those pylons just now. Probably not the most efficient so far. And the queens are being lifted up by those phoenixes. But the phoenixes, they are not plentiful enough to really deal with the queens in time before transfuse hits. Okay, looks like the energy is out now, though. But they've gained so much value in time. Keeping those phoenixes busy, not allowing them to deal with the Ravagers here. And now finally going to be able to pick some of those up, but the probes have to be pulled. And you know what, Optimistic is going to take quite a bit of damage here from the Roach attack, as the Phoenix is now completely out of energy. And are not going to be able to pick up any more units here from the Zerg. Still making Phoenixes, in fact. Void Ray would be pretty good as well in this situation, but just sticking with the Phoenixes so far. And now the Zerglings, they are going to be very difficult to deal with, of course, with having this amount of Phoenixes. Having to lift up every single Zergling, of course, not the most efficient way to deal with them. Yeah, I think this might be GG, guys, but yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, who knows? We might get surprised, right? What if you had a shield battery, but instead of it giving shield energy, it would give you energy. Would that be crazy? And you could have a shield battery being powered by an energy battery, and then the energy battery also giving power to the Phoenixes. It'd be interesting. Be interesting to see. Imagine what that would do in like team games as well. Crazy stuff could happen. Infestors with just infinite amounts of energy. Whew. If they would still have infested marines, that would be extremely crazy, actually. Come to think about it. Okay, well, I mean, the Phoenixes are not going to be able to kill the base. Those Zerglings definitely are going to be able to kill the base. Even with, well, I guess, the Oracles here. GG is called. There we go. So, first game for Young Yakov, the Russian Zerg player, being able to take that first game rather convincingly. And now we're going to have to wait until, well, the second game to see if Optimistic is going to be able to take this one back up to a tied-up state. Senior Citizen Tournaments. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen, buddy. You could set it up yourself if you really want. We could help you out, Bibs, if you really want to have a Senior Citizen Tournament. Might be interesting. Like a what? A 40 plus, 50 plus, 30 plus. What kind of ideas do you have? Like, there's some pro players that are above 30 now. So that's going to be difficult. Young Yakov requires 1 minute. Most likely going to go to the toilet real quick. Anyway, Guys, do keep in mind that for the AX Junior Championships, we have a Patreon page, which, you know what, we will not be able to do tournaments like these without our loyal support that we do get from those places. And yeah, if you want to see more junior members taking part in the StarCraft 2 championships, didn't really say that nicely, did I? Anyway. If you want to see more junior players playing in a junior championships, then do your thing and support us on Patreon. I mean, alright. I tried my best. That's gonna have to suffice for now. Game number 2, I could say it's gonna be on Triton for those who did not manage to see what's up there, as you kind of already get a sneak peek as what is happening. Young Yakov is back right now. We're waiting for the go sign of Optimistic. Optimistic is ready too, so if Miguel is paying attention, we're gonna be starting any minute now, and he is, as always, on the ball. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We do the Alpha Pro Series as well, peeps. I mean, I don't think he qualifies for the Alpha Pro Series sniper. I don't mean to be crude, but he's not really a pro, is he? Sorry, Bibs. Sorry, Bibs. I exposed you to all these people. Anyway, GG's all around. In the bottom right side, we have the blue Zerg player. He is 1 point ahead from Russia. Young Yakov. Playing pretty darn impressively right now. And in the top left we have a red Protoss player. He's from the UK and he is from Alpha X. Optimistic. Lovely, lovely stuff so far. First game, you know, a little bit of a cheese. Optimistic managing to hold the first part. Second part did become a little bit too much for him, going for the Phoenix play. And the Phoenixes, you know what, they are pretty good. But they're also good at putting on pressure and harassing your opponents, slowly whittling them down with extreme value over time. But if those roaches just are knocking on your front door as your Phoenix squadron is only then just hitting, then yeah, they're not very very efficient, as we can see. There's the probe, scouting around, seeing the drones in their natural environment. He brought his camera, he's taking pictures of the entire Zerg base. Now he's gonna run back home to print them out in the dark room of the Protoss. And as soon as those are printed, he can send them up to the chain of command to the government, and they will have to decide on what to do, as the Protoss acquisitional forces will have to try and decide how to respond in a manner which will not lose them the next Protoss election, of course. Should probably right now and act straight away. Either that or build a wall. We'll have to wait and see. Stargate again gonna be the tech choice here for Optimistic. Not going away from that one just yet. That probe is gonna, looks like it's gonna fall. It's not a happy probe right now. There it is. Those pictures will never make it back to home base, unfortunately. And we'll just have to hope that something else will, ultimately. In comes a singular adept. Gonna try to do a little bit of harassment here. It's gonna go for the third base. A peculiar choice. Gonna have to wait and see. Is gonna attempt another shade in here. We have to remember that these players, they of course, they do have quite a bit of nerves as well. I mean, you are playing in one of your first tournaments, I suppose. One of the first broadcast tournaments that they are participating in. Most of them do participate in like team games as well, right? Things like that. But being on a stage themselves in like a GSL type of format and being one of 8 players, it's an entirely different feeling here. And that's a lot of Zerglings running across the map right now with a lot more on the production tab. The adepts are on the other side of the map here. They are going to have to attempt to hide themselves here a little bit until they manage to find themselves a way back into the base. Oh boy, that wall is going to fall pretty soon. And GG is called immediately. Optimistic doesn't even want to attempt to hold that one, as he was not in time to rebuild that wall completely. That was a bit of an oof, honestly, guys. He was not expecting that one. After seeing the third base being created, I bet he felt pretty darn safe. On the other side, Optimistic also getting red there. Young Yakov, that was a very smart decision, actually. If we think back to that previous game, we saw Optimistic going for the double star gates, right? And then going for Phoenixes. What aren't Phoenixes good at against? That's Zerglings. And yeah, so what happens if your opponent is most likely just going to do that again? You just make a lot of Zerglings. And that's exactly what Young Yakov did. He read the situation perfectly. I'm not even sure if he sent Overlords in still. Maybe he just came up with it. I don't know. Maybe he just felt it in his esports bones. His acquired esports mental state. I don't know how to call it anymore. Anyway. I'm sure you guys understood. It's fine. It's all good. Alright. Here we go. Game number 1 between Baby Marine and Young Yakov it is. Yakov, yeah. I thought it was Yokev for a moment. That would be weird. A Yokev. That sounds pretty cool, honestly, as well. It's like either the calf or like Kev, as in Rotterdam, right? Yokev. Would be his nickname then. Anyway, it's Yakov. To avoid further confusion. Anything else I should mention here? Important things? I think we do have a Maturino, right? I hope we do. I hope we didn't forget it again. That would be... I'm not sure if that's the right one. I hope it is. Oh, it doesn't look like the right one. That doesn't look like... Okay, so forget about that. Forget about that. There's no Maturino. There's no Maturino page. Don't mind. Don't mind it. Don't worry about it. I'm playing with my light here. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting, guys. Both players are doing the veto. We're going to be going into series number 3 for tonight. It's the winner match. Whoever wins this one will be able to go onwards to the playoffs. And will be the first player to qualify for, of course, the semi-finals in this, well, second series of 2020. Season 3 in total of the Alpha X Championships. It's gonna be a tight one. Baby Marine looked pretty darn good against his previous Zerg opponents, who was also from Russia. But then again, I mean, Young Yakov, it seemed like he was just a little step ahead of Iro. Maybe. Perhaps. We're just gonna have to keep an eye out for this one and see if that is going to be the case again as well in this round. Because now it's kind of interesting, right? We did see Baby Marine being very dominant against the other Russian Zerg, and now we're going to be able to test his metal and see if he holds up a second time. And we're going to get a little bit of a better glimpse at the overall strengths and weaknesses of these two players. Which is pretty cool, because you know what? I don't see neither of these players really play all that often. Mostly because there's not that many junior championships. And if you want to see more junior championships, or if you just want to, you know, keep supporting junior championships, I mean, that is the Patreon is the way to do it. It's a little bit of a better ad. A little bit of a better ad. I'm not good at selling things, guys. That is the problem. $1 a show. It's all we ask. And in the words of my favorite podcast, for the price of a cup of coffee every show. Just buy me a cup of coffee, guys, but then do it on the Patreon every month. And we'll be good. It says events closed. Yeah, I know, Bibs. I know. I wish I could remove that. Come on, I wish I never tried. There's the Patreon though. We did lose a lot of players because of that. A lot of. All right. Anyway. Game number 1 between Baby Marine and Young Yakov, the Italian versus the Russian. A TVZ, one of my favorite matchups to cast. Let's just see what happens. As soon as they finally are ready with this. So, I'm not even sure if I should say what just happened in the chat. They were doing vetoes, and apparently Baby Marine had blocked Young Yakov. So he couldn't see his vetoes. And he was like, dude, he didn't veto yet. I can't see his vetoes. And then Miguel, again, as sharp as ever, you should unblock him. Oh, that was funny. Okay, so first map for these two players will be Zen. Zen Leather Edition as always. Assy Bomber. Am I British? I am in fact American, but more so... no, I'm Dutch, actually. I am Dutch. I've just watched a whole lot of Rowan Atkinson growing up, and Monty Python, and the accent's just kind of stuck. I think that's what happened. Anyway, game number 1 between these two. In the bottom left side, we have a red Terran player. He is known as the one, the only. He is Baby Marine from Makers and Italy, and very good stuff all around. Alright, in the top right we have the Blue Zerg. He is from Russia. He is Young Yakov. There's not that much I know about him, unfortunately. We didn't have time to get these information sheets, as we sometimes do. So yeah, I mean, if we want to know more about him, let's just hope he wins so we can interview him. I'm a red-blooded American. I'm American. Man, there's a 90-second delay, guys, so I do apologize for any delayed responses, because already I'm not the greatest at reading chat, and then as well with those other delays doesn't always help out that much. You know what? I just figured out that my jacket pockets they've been knitted shut. I can't put my hands in my pockets here. Why is that? They are just regular pockets. I'm pretty sure they work as well if I would cut this open. I'm already this is the first time I'm wearing my jacket, and I feel like I'm already about to break it in a way. Cut it open. Huh. Either I'm gonna break it or I'm gonna improve upon it, right? That's the overall idea. Yeah, on this side it's the same thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway. What are we seeing? Young Yakov once again being a little bit of a rascal here, but Baby Marine having, of course, a wall on the top side of the ramp here. So it's going to be a little bit easier for him to defend against any sort of a spawning pool shenaniganery. As you know what? Circlings can't shoot through a wall. And yeah, this is the brother of Rainer. Indeed, he is. The legends. I don't wanna say it every game, you know, because I feel like I don't want to do that to him. I don't know if he even minds, right? If he wins, we could ask him, right? If he minds people just continuously mentioning him and introducing him as the brother of Rainer. But you know what? On his own, he's already a pretty darn good player. But as I was saying before as well, like imagine how cool it would be to have Baby Marine as the brother of Rainer become as good as Rainer, and then both of them meeting in like all sorts of tournament finals. Imagine that. How cool would that be? Oh, that was a rough one. Just barely missing the block there with the Reaper. That Reaper is gonna die with that Queen. Oh my god, that was unfortunate. Unfortunate turn of events. But, I mean, a dead Reaper is a Reaper that cannot cause any more problems. So, I guess mostly beneficial here for young Yakov. The thing with that early spawning pool is that he never really went to go for any type of aggression, did he? We didn't really see any type of aggression being put on by young Yakov there. Now the Hellions are out, so it's gonna be too late if he tries though. On the other hand, he did manage to use that extra time with the spawning pool to grab extra queens, which are gonna safeguard him very nicely against any type of aggression that might pop out from those Hellions. Is young Yakov Bomber? Oh, what? Pips? Bomber was a Terran player. Burrow Bane, his Marines is in chat. Wait, I don't think so. Wait, is it? Is that the actual Bomber? No. Don't be crazy, guys. You wouldn't watch a stream like ours. Anyway. What are we watching? I'm losing track, guys. Stop making me nervous about all sorts of things and famous people in the chat. Alright. Alright, we're just gonna be enjoying a couple of good StarCraft 2 games here together. There's gentlemen that are very well dressed, alright? Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best, okay? I mean, StarCraft is the best, not love. Screw that, alright? In come the queens with the spores. 4 drone kills overall, not too bad for a Liberator. Also a lot of mining time reduced to just walking around there. That third base for Baby Marine also ready and rolling. And once again, we're seeing the massive amounts of barracks being created here by Baby Marine. He really likes to get... Oh my dear lord, that does not look good. A little bit of a graveyard for the Hellions there, but it looks like they did manage to get 3 more drones with the... I want to say diversion, but it's a different word than I'm looking for. It's distraction. Distraction did take place there, and the Liberator managed to take advantage. 3 more workers going down the drain there. 5.8k now, I think. Yeah, it should be, right? The tournament, it actually doesn't allow people from above 6k MMR, because we feel like those players should have enough of a capability to jump into these really high level tournaments anyway, right? They might be able to take games from those players already, so to kind of avoid having one singular player just continuously winning every single time, having it below 6k MMR kind of allows us to have more participants and a little bit more of a how do you call this? A thingamajig, I don't know. a thingamajig, alright? Just deal with it. Professional casting. Hydralisk Den now being put down. And more banelings. Look at that. More banelings. Fourth base as well. Young Yakov so far definitely holding his own a little bit better than his previous Zerg opponents or counterparts that we saw play against Baby Marine earlier on. 2 medevacs right here. Are gonna attempt a little bit of aggression. Now baneling speed is ready, so this is gonna be a pretty rough one. It looks like it's just, yeah, there we go. Has to lift up him pretty much immediately. And a baneling bomb, actually, ooh, look at that. Inside of that Overlord might cause a little bit of a stir here in the mineral line, as Baby Marine is still pretty much occupied with his own medevacs here. And here it is, the Overlord's coming straight in, actually. Going for the natural here. There's a couple of Marines waiting there, though. Okay, sees that that is not the way to go. Moves backwards. Rethinks his possibilities here. But the Marines finding an entrance here, actually, into the third base. Being able to kill off the Queen and immediately jump on back into the medevacs here. Overseer pulling away those Marines. That could be a nice opportunity for that Overlord. That's a really smart play, actually, from young Yakov. Look at that. Using that Overlord, well, the Overseer, creating a little bit of an opportunity. And now, the Overlord coming on in. There's the Banelings. There's the bombs. Oh, well, oh, well. I mean, this might be it, though. Here we go. Might be, oh, yeah, that's the stuff. That hits the spot right there. 2 more as well. No, oh, almost getting himself a couple of Marines there as well. Parity is the word. Yes. Parity. Pyrity. Paritity. Paridity. Variety. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Paridity was close enough. Thank you, Bibs. Us Americans, right? Don't even know English. It's crazy. Crazy Americans. Anyway. Those Marines are looking for another little bit of aggression here. Only 1 siege tank and 1 singular Widowmine to help out with this situation. But it might be enough, as there's not that much Zergs actually available. So as long as he avoids massive baneling connections, it might be a kill on this base. Oh, but wait, what is this? On the backside, there is more Zerg coming in right now. At the same time, pre-split is pretty reasonable. Marines, oh, the Widowmine needs to get a good connection. Doesn't really manage to do so. And this bush looks like it will get cleaned. No, in fact, he moves backwards. Not that many banelings still remaining, and does get picked off there. No more banelings whatsoever, and this Marine force, there we go, is gonna in fact be able to clean up this base. Very nicely done. Yeah, I thought that was getting a little bit dicey there for Baby Marine, but still managing to hold on in there and killing off a base. Once again, we're seeing more Overlord drops with those banelings. Young Yakov really a player that is, you know what, kind of starting to show a bit of a pattern here, which is rather nice to see. Not that many, even of the higher caliber Zerg players, make use of these baneling bombs, right? The baneling airplanes. And seeing these younger players actually make use of it, that's pretty cool to see. Definitely adds a lot of character to his play. Now, having a bunch of lurkers in here as well, we're seeing Baby Marine transitioning into Marauders and Siege Tanks. This might be because he's, well, maybe expecting more so the lurkers. Okay, so yeah, with the scanning, he knows that there's lurkers there. So I do believe he already saw them. It would make sense why he's making the Marauders and the small Siege Tanks right now. Otherwise, if he was playing against Ultralisk, maybe, which would also be a reasonable follow-up here for the Zerg. Maybe the Siege Tanks would not have been as beneficial to him. Okay. And young Yakov definitely going toe-to-toe here with our Italian Terran player. Maybe a bit of a bank here for Baby Marine, but he is spending it, trying to get himself some more bases, getting some more production facilities here as well. Another starport on the way. There, +3, also now getting started. And looks like he's going to have a nice advantage there over the Zerg player for a little bit here. Drop taking place, killing off 5 workers. And a secondary drop also attempting a little bit of a aggression. A little bit of an aggression. But nothing too much yet being found here in the terms of damage wise by Baby Marine. This is nice though, keeping your Zerg opponent honest, not allowing to just wildly expand, keeping him busy as well, dealing with the drops and staying on his toes. Would like to see this queen being picked off as well, not that much in the main base here as a defensive force, and you know what, there he goes, actually immediately jumping on top of that one. Great minds think alike after all. Killing off 3 queens so far. Might even be able to pick off the... something. No. Going backwards. Thought, well, maybe the infestation pit, but did attempt to go for the hive instead. Not gonna be able to do so, unfortunately. The medevacs need to hurry up and boost along here. The Hydras, though, are right on their tail. Barely managing to escape. This is getting a... It looks like this is going to be a long one, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Young Yakov just setting up defensively with the help of those lurkers here. Having a nice group of, well, anti-harassment force, Zerglings, Banelings, and Hydralisks on the other side as well. Baby Marine, it looks like he is going to push or try to... break this entryway over here. Young Yakov immediately seeing this and jumping up on the opportunity as the siege tanks are still unsieged. That's a lot of lurkers. With the quick burrow, he's going to be able to jump on out of that rather quickly as well again. The ghost, are they here in fact to use the snipes? It looks like. In fact, he's just sniping anything that he can. Now, sniping the lurkers, actually, that's a great strategy that we are seeing implemented here. There's nothing in the form of stealth detection. There's no overseer. There's no spore crawler. Nothing, really. Oh, thank you for the raid as well. Maral, of course. I very much appreciate it. And as Baby Marine is pushing into that location, we're seeing a counter-attack coming through here. This is the anti-harassment force that we saw on the other side here. Of course, this is just an orbital, so these paintings might be able to get a great connection on top of a lot of these SCVs. They might... Oh my god, he runs them back in there. Doesn't want to lose 2 mineral lines. I suppose that's better than losing both. Yeah, maybe just losing 1 instead of both. But... still a large part of his economy just went down the drain here. And now not really having a solution against what is coming down the pipeline. That's a lot of lurkers, more Hydralisks as well. One base had to be lifted up, another base being lifted up here. And look at that, 3 bases in the sky. Absolute panic everywhere here. As the Liberators are now trying to get some sort of a sense of peace back into the... overall production line here for Baby Marine. 28 workers gonna go down now immediately. Only a singular siege tank and a planetary fortress on the top left side, which is now gonna go down rather quickly here, I would assume. As soon as those lurkers join in the fray as well. Actually, they are just attempting to keep the Terran army away, giving the opportunity for those Hydralisks to do their thing, to do that thing. And this is not looking good for Baby Marine. If we look at the supply, 133 versus 197. 100, well, I'm not going to count those anymore, guys. But, yeah, I mean, this is a really rough spot. And we might be seeing GG any second now. Unless if he just takes a massive trade into his favor and somehow, some way manages to keep this base alive. That is something very crucial here, I suppose. Protos Soccer, thank you so much for that sub as well. Can we get some sort of peace of mind here back into Baby Marine's front door? I don't think so. Oh, were those paintings? I don't think... Okay, well, at least they didn't get connections. There it is. GG being called. Baby Marine scanning that bottom right side. Seeing there's another base there and having to tap out. Young Yakov taking game number 1. Alright. Alright, lovely stuff from these younger players that are absolutely looking to be beasts in the future, guys. Some players to keep your eyes upon for sure. Young Yakov, that was really impressive, opening up with a spawning pool first, which is a little bit reminiscent of something I see DRG do a lot as well, right? Going for that spawning pool first, just not really for aggression, just kind of for as a safety spawning pool. He grabs any type of proxies as well with those, and kind of secures himself in that sense. Has the queens earlier on as well, so he went for more queens, making sure that he doesn't take too much damage against Hellions. And there we go. An interesting strategy for sure. And it worked out in his favor that time around. So let's see if he can do it one more time, or if he's actually going to be doing it, in fact, of course, one more time here. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Next map is the map of... I don't know. I didn't read it. I just accepted it, guys. We're going to have to stay in suspense here for a couple more seconds. Let's just wait until everybody accepts. There we go. It's Ephemeron. Alright, Ephemeron, a pretty reasonable map. I'd say it's an equal map overall, right? You have the choke points, but you also have the open areas. You have a nice, good amount of bases that are pretty reasonably able to secure good amount of dead space as well. I'd say this is just overall a really solid map, in my opinion. One of my personal favorites. We're gonna see if these two players are gonna be able to take a victory here. Is Baby Marine gonna tie it up again? Or is Young Yakov just gonna be able to steamroll over and be the first player to advance into the playoffs here, into the semi-finals already of Season 3, the Junior Championships? I want to see some nukes. Well, not this time. Not this time. Well, maybe this time. Alright, here we go. Game number 2. In the bottom right, we have the Red Terran from Team Makers and Italy. He is one of the more well-known players because he is, of course, Rainer's brother. He is Baby Marine. In the top left, we have a blue Zerg player. He's from Russia. He is, so far, quite a threat indeed. He is Young Yakov. It's one of those names that is bound to change eventually, right? You can't go around when you're 30 still being called Young Yakov. Unless, you know what, I don't know. He might be trying to pull off some, one of those internet things. Pretending to be a younger person than you actually are. It could be. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he's just always going to go under the assumption that he's younger than somebody else, right? So, some other Yakov is always going to be older than he is. And that's why he's the young Yakov. And then there's going to be somebody else called the younger Yakov as well. Anyway. This time around we are seeing the hatchery before the spawning pool. So we're not seeing the same thing happening here for Yakov. A bit of a shame. A bit of a shame indeed. I wouldn't have minded seeing that. In the bottom right we are having this command center as well. Just being plopped down onto the low ground. isn't going to get much trouble after all with this hatchery first. SCV seeing the timing on that hatchery, realizing that it's going to be okay against anything else. Not going to be a quick spawning pool. And goes over to block off the third base as per usual. As we are used to. Oh, this is something you don't see every day. A second worker being pulled to try and push that SCV away a little bit quicker. So he gets it before the Reaper arrives, but a nice supply block there and still keeping that SCV alive. So very well played there by Baby Marine. He's gonna keep it alive there and keep things on 2 base for his opponents here. For the time being, of course, it is gonna be only momentarily as those Zerglings and the Queen are looking to march over there. I can totally imagine a 40-year-old man introducing himself as Baby Marine. Yeah, Marolacos. I mean, it could be, right? It definitely could be. I mean, yeah, it's yeah. I see your point. I see your point. But a Baby Marine just does feel like more of a thing. Young Yakov, it more so to me feels like he's calling himself a young Yakov. And a Baby Marine, in a way, it's also a funny thing, right? Imagine just a baby in one of those Marine suits. Just because of that, I'm willing to let Baby Marine get away with it. Even if he's 40 years old. Just because the idea of a baby in a Marine suit is just rather ridiculous, and it tickles my humor bones. It makes me giggle. Alright, so a Viking did get created here by Baby Marine. Is gonna go on Overlord hunting duty. Not that many did get sent across the map though, and Overlord speed is ready, so it's gonna be difficult for him to catch too many. But so far still one at least is going to be sent across the map here to try and figure out what the composition will be for Baby Marine here. As we can see, it will obviously be the Siege Tank Marine play once again. That he seemingly is loving pretty much the most right now. And his opponent, Young Yakov, is going to be doing a lay attack. Lay attack so far. Kind of still keeping his cards close to his chest here. Not revealing too much. Just Zerglings so far. No roaches. That is something we can see for sure. So most likely we will be seeing a Baneling Nest being added on as well. So far, Young Yakov hasn't gone for the Spire yet though. Something of note, which is something you see a lot happening, of course, together combined with those Zerglings. More so, the Hydralisk Baneling player. This is a nice catch, actually. All the Hellions do go down, and not that much left anymore here for Baby Marine. As in a way of map presence. So he's not going to be able to really look out anymore. And keep an eye on his opponents here. Maybe old Yakovs are 200 years old, you know. Exactly. Exactly. You never know. You never know what kind of bioengineering those Russians are doing up there, right? You don't know how old those Yakovs are becoming. Alright, anyway. Third base for Baby Marine on the way as well. Just started up. And that fourth base for Yakov. Look at that. Already in position. In production as well. And Baby Marine looks like he will be pushing out with a... Yeah, it's a little bit frightfully small, I have to say. The force that he is pushing out with not that many Marines. The Siege Tanks are gonna need incredible good connections here. I guess there's no Baneling speed yet, but everything is already right on top of those Siege Tanks. And they are going to go down immediately. Now, yeah, the Baneling speed is about to be finished up here as well. So, Baby Marine might just be able to run his face right into those Banelings. As he's going to get overconfident seeing no Baneling speed. Okay, well, could have gone worse. It could have gone worse. He didn't lose all those Marines. But yeah, Yakov just had enough. He prepped for that potential attack, and he prepped just barely enough. And although the worker count overall is kind of similar, overall, I'd say, you know what, I was wrong. I thought that Baby Marine would be a little bit further behind on the trade, but this is rather scary, isn't it? That's, oh, actually, they're moving back because of this attack once again, coming in. Wow, alright, making it work still. Completely out of position, Yakov here. Getting caught with his pants down. Circlings across the map, and the Marines coming in again for strike 2. Yakov not seeing that third base yet, but with his fourth base cancelled, that is a crucial thing for Baby Marine to have happen here. Cannot allow Yakov to be starting to mine from those 2 extra gas here. And managing to delay that a little bit further. Now overall he is spread out a little bit here. I wouldn't mind seeing this choke being closed off a little bit, as those circlings are every time just attempting to run across the map here. Oh my dear lord, this is not a good sign, is it? This is not a good sign indeed. There comes the wave of circling. No, wait. Alright, checking for siege tank shots. Seeing there's nothing there. Absolutely open. Free for the take, and here it goes. Moving on in. Everything gonna go into a burning ring of fire. As, you know what, these circlings and banelings, it looks like they're just gonna kill absolutely everything here in the natural as well. Baby Marine, he has to make a lot of stuff work with this push of his. He has a big ball of Marines. Doesn't even stop to try and take out that base because he doesn't have time. He needs to get on top of those drones. He needs to kill every single drone imaginable here. 45 workers were lost. Okay, he got himself into a reasonable position, but he needs to do more damage. He needs to kill off at least 2 bases, I'd say, to kind of make this even semi-fair again. Oh my dear lord, he has an opportunity to do so though, but he's giving Yakov a little bit of time now. He's trying to clean up the creep to maybe make this go into a little bit more of his favor. Oh, the surround is absolutely magnificent though. And things are not looking good for Baby Marine. Baby Marine in a horrible position now. Could have killed off that 4th base potentially, but just didn't have enough time to clean up that 3rd base. Now he feels like he has to make something work as quickly as possible, so he's moving out again. And young Yakov is he's just setting up again once more for another run by here, and that's gonna do incredible amounts of damage as Baby Marine is just sending every single unit across the map here. He's Marine King priming it. Alright, here we go. Having to lift up that 3rd base here. Can we get a kill on this base? That would be rather nice. Wouldn't be equalizing the game just yet, I'd say, but at least it'd be a start again for to amount of a comeback. Here is the surround. The banelings coming in from behind. Oh, those Marines are getting so close. So, oh my god. Right, picking up bunches of Marines here. And GG is still called. Too many of them get hit. Young Yakov taking the 1st spot in the semi-finals here. Congratulations to him. And of course, we're going to be doing an interview with him. We're going to take him into the voice chat, and we're going to be listening in on, you know what, who he is, where he's from, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Alright, let's take a look at the overall interview. There we go. I'm there. I'm there in the right voice chat. I'm waiting for my friends and colleagues to join. I'm sure they will at any point in time now. Huh. I am in the right place. Yeah, I am. Okay, so that's good. We're just gonna have to wait a little bit here, guys. Anyway, as we are waiting for this, let me do a quick shout out actually. Let me mute myself in the interviews thing, so if they do show up, we won't be troubling them with my mambo jambo. Anyway, we have a new sponsor actually, guys. It is quite a exciting one. It is in fact G Fuel, the official drink of esports since 2004. G Fuel has been providing top gamers like PewDiePie and Dr. Disrespect. I guess PewDiePie is still a gamer. I guess you can qualify him a little bit. Sure, let's do it. Anyway, with energy, focus, and endurance. They've just released their new French vanilla coffee flavor, an epic fusion of all things caffeine. And G Fuel adds to our prize pool for each of their quests completed. So I guess this doesn't apply as much right now, as we don't have a Matcherino page linked up, unfortunately. But yeah, check out G Fuel, guys. They are absolutely amazing, helping us out with all sorts of stuff to improve our prize pools. They are absolutely amazing at supporting esports. And you know what? Just great stuff overall. All right, so why are they not here yet? This is starting to worry me. Ah, okay. I just read it. So Yakov does not want to do an interview, unfortunately. So we will not be having a young Yakov interview. Unfortunately. Alright, anyway. Maybe the next player will, though, and we will finally be able to figure out who they are. Young Yakov, though, that was some impressive play, honestly. He is looking to be a top up-and-comer Zerg player that everybody's just gonna have to keep their eyes on, honestly, because that is just a magnificent couple of games that he just showed us that are top shelf games indeed. All right, so that does mean that we are gonna go into Ro versus Optimistic, the two underdogs perhaps so far from what we've seen in the Group A matches. Alright, Bibs, thank you so much for joining me, dude. I will talk to you later. And have a good one, buddy. I know the time zones are a bit rough for you. So I appreciate every minute that you're here. Alright, anyway. It applies to all of you guys. All you silly viewers right now watching. I very much appreciate it. Anyway. Let's take a look. Eternal did get vetoed here by Ro. Doesn't like to play Eternal. Has not watched this tournament very much then, I suppose, because our players adore Eternal. They absolutely do. Or maybe he did watch the tournaments, and that's why he knows that they do, so he knows to veto it, because he knows they've played it a couple of times beforehand, and they might feel a little bit more comfortable on it. Anyway. Feel like the mayor of esports town now with my jacket. Mayor Kozan. I could have called myself Mayor Kozan instead of really Kozan. I think that would have been better, actually. Mayor Kozan. Alright, alright, there's the other three maps that got vetoed. Zen, World of Sleepers, and Ephemeron. Now we get our deciding maps, which will be played upon. It will be Nightshade as first map. Okay, there we go. Nightshade first map. Second map will be Triton. Triton, our second map, and that means Simulacrum will be our third. Simulacrum. Did I just decline the ready process? No, okay. Whew. There we go. Thank God for that. Okay, here we go. Game number one. Game number one. So why do they close off the overall pockets for a jacket? Is Junior Championship still 15 and below? Yes, it is, Dr. Ryan. Yes, it is. It's 15 and below. It's also 60... No, wait. 6k MMR and below. Not 60 MMR and below. 6k MMR and below. It's kind of to add some variety to our player pool as well. You know what? As opening it up for the up-and-coming players... As the 6k plus players are pretty much capable of taking maps of most other players that are already playing in all the other tournaments. So, you know what, to make it really junior, to really make it the up and coming tournaments. I mean, these players are still, they're still pretty darn good, guys. But, I mean, there's always somebody better compared to these guys. But, I mean, they need to get their experience at one point, right? Tournament experience is a really big thing. And... for these players like these, the younger ones, the battle isn't as much, well, it might be just as much, actually, I should say, as much as it is playing the game itself, making all the right moves, as it is just the overall mind games. They need to stay on top of that game. They need to stay aware of everything that's happening. The overall nerves that might be taking place here might play as big a role as just overall practice that they've done so far. Anyway, in the bottom right side, we have the orange Zerg player. He's from Team Hasu. He is Ro8, the Russian Zerg player. Did not have a great couple of games against Baby Marine, but maybe he will be able to do better against the Alpha X Protoss. In the red color top left, he is from the UK. He is optimistic. Alright, now let's take a look at this. What is happening here? He's not making a spawning pool. So this is just really to delay that Nexus, isn't it? That's just the main idea. That's everything that he's doing right here. The probe does scout this out, and oh my god, he's making a... What? Does he have a force? He does have a force. Oh, you're in trouble now, Iro. You're in trouble now. Okay, he's checking it though with the drone. Nice maneuver. He just barely doesn't make it in time though, and immediately cancels the hatchery here, allowing Optimistic to cancel those pylons as well, putting just a single photon cannon there. And it's gonna feel pretty darn solid about that one. Making a salad as well to help out against that hatchery here. The spawning pool is, well, it is on its way, but it's gonna be too late to really assist this hatchery here. No Zerglings are gonna be able to get created there. And now a robotics facility gonna be put down by Optimistic. It looks like we're not gonna be having a long game this time around, guys. Okay, just one cannon. I thought he was making two cannons here. That'd be crazy. Okay, Optimistic digging deep in his bag of cheese after getting disrupted in that early game. Now moving the probe towards the third base, which is of course now the second base for Iro. Iro already having a drone here as well. Can we get a nice block here with pylons perhaps, as the drone is chasing? No, it's not happening so far. Oh my god, drone, Mr. Drone, oh my dear lord. That is so unfortunate. And it looks like Optimistic is just fortifying his position here even further. Wait a moment. Oh my god, the larvae is still getting used to make Zerglings here. It's completely wrong. There were Zerglings created, but they didn't really manage to do all too much, unfortunately. So yeah, there we go. Only a single worker killed for both of these, but we did get to cancel on that hatchery, which is a pretty darn significant. Now, Iro, he did see that there was a robotics facility here, so he should be aware that some sort of super aggressive play is coming his way. Also, of course, with this Overlord, he is able to see that there is no Nexus yet being created. I assume that sometimes he's poking in and out with those Overlords at least. Oh, the probe. The probe somehow survives. Jeez Louise. Magical probe. Alright. Well, in comes the War Prism. He looks like Optimistic wants to go for that natural... Well, I say natural. So natural for me to call it a natural. It's the second base in the third base location. And yeah, that's going to be quite a bit of damage now being taken. Once again, the second base gonna fall down to the Protoss aggression here. And it's just going to be Iro making a lot of roaches. The final attempt to break this Protoss at his front door. Excusez-moi. The War Prism, though, is going to make it really difficult for him to defend up on the ramp location. The Queen's being targeted down here. As the Spine Crawlers also just slowly wailing away. The Zerglings might be attempting some sort of a counter-aggression, but unfortunately for them, there is a cannon right there. The War Prism, a second War Prism, flying across the map here. Curious little War Prism. It's almost like a observer, in fact. Nice micro with the War Prism, though. Optimistic being able to keep his units pretty safe so far. Making great use of those shield batteries. And yeah, the Spine Crawler does fall, so opening it up a little bit here for Optimistic. Iro going for the base in the top right side, hiding one of the expansions this time around. Might actually not be too bad of an idea. As long as he can hold on in his main base, it might bring him some sort of a second chance into this game. But so far, he needs to keep everything together. He needs to somehow, some way deal with the War Prism Immortal shield battery combo here. Ooh, Cynical Death is here as well. Look at that. Cynical Death la Mew as well. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the games. That's a Dead Immortal. Finally, one of the Immortals falls. No longer will the shield batteries just keep them alive forever. Or actually immortalize the Immortals. And in he goes again. Iro. It's a lot of bios, actually. Oh my god! 2 more Immortals going down. I wanted to say that those are very optimistic bios. I don't think that's a good idea, shooting all your bios in one go, but I mean, killing off 2 Immortals, he proves me wrong immediately. Very well done there. Now, these Spore Crawlers are moving into position as well. Gonna try to keep the War Prism on a little bit further away here as well. Nice strategy, in fact. And Iro looks like he is going to be able to hold off this aggression. Let's see, Optimistic, as a response, he did get himself a second base here, so he might feel very happy without realizing that there is a second base, of course, here for Iro. Unfortunately for him, though, of course, he doesn't know. Iro being very careful, using these larvae just to make drones instead of army units. This is the loser match. Yeah, this is the losers match. Thank you, Sniper. And Iro is gonna attempt... Oh, that War Prism is extremely low now. Optimistic losing the War Prism here. And again, another little bit of a falter here from our Protoss player. Very, very unfortunate indeed. I mean, first of all, losing those 2 Immortals to the same big blob of biles. And then losing the War Prism with another 2 Immortals due to overextending a little bit into the Queen territory above the creep. Would have been easier for him to fly in this location. Or at least it would have been an easier escape. Oh, the War Prism finds that base over here, so he might be able to warp in a couple of units there. Actually, no, he doesn't have warp gates yet, does he? He doesn't have warp gates yet. That is crazy. You know what, he might even lose the cybernetic score now. He doesn't really have that much. He has some Phoenixes, but this aggression might just be enough to just completely destroy Optimistic here now. All the Roaches and Ravagers coming on through. The Phoenixes may have been a nice continuation of aggression for optimistic, but Ro8 just, well, let's see if it's gonna be in time here. He needs to commit to this. He needs to continue onwards, trying to get in here. Well, he's just not closing the gap quickly enough, making more Ravages. Interesting choice, but again, it's gonna allow optimistic to block off the main entrance here. Wow, okay. I did not expect optimistic to still be able to hold this as well as he's doing right now. It looks like he will just hold this, but there come the Queen Small Zerglings as well coming in. Oh, finally getting on top of the gateway there, not allowing another block off, and I may have spoken too soon. I don't think he's gonna hold this anymore, guys. Or at least he's gonna take a whole lot of damage here until he does clean up everything here. Needs to keep a little bit of money in the pocket as well to re-wall off here, because Zerglings are just going to be streaming across the map otherwise, continually killing off absolutely everything. So many workers dying here. Optimistic looks like he will be losing this one, unfortunately, because he did miss micro his immortals, and he did miss micro the wall prism there. It all came down to those absolutely lovely biles hitting up everything here. Now these Phoenixes are just wasting energy trying to pick up all those Zerglings, and there we go. Yeah, no re-wall off, and there's more Zerglings streaming on in. GG is called. Optimistic losing the first game here. And yeah, that is going to be the first game into Ro8's favor. The Russian Zerg managing to get a victory on the boards here. Optimistic, you know what? He has a rough road ahead of him. And needs 2 more victories right now. And then he's also going to have to fight off against Baby Marine, who's waiting in the Deciders match, of course. Gonna have to wait and see what happens there as well. Alright. Optimistic. Our Alpha X player, can he get this back into a tied up situation? First of all, that's the most important question right here. He needs to get back into a tied up situation. Make it an equal playing field. And then he does definitely have a chance. I mean, definitely didn't feel like he didn't have a chance at all there. Just a slight miss micro here and there. Overall, his decision making, I feel like, was pretty good. I don't think I'd blame his decision making all too much there. Let me think. Maybe just, I don't know, did he go for double Stargate or just singular Stargate? I think the double Stargate is a bit much, but it's been Rotterdam has just been popularizing it so much. But yeah, against those Zergling Roach aggressions, it just feels like it's coming up a little bit short, on the short end of the stick. And you just get punished for not having enough energy to pick up everything here. Especially with those Zerglings as well. You need something else to deal with those. And it just wasn't there. Right, anyway, game number 2 between these two. In the bottom right, our Russian Zerg from Team Hasu. He is Iro. His opponent on the opposite side, top left, it's a blue Protoss player from Alpha X. He is from the UK as well, I should say. He's optimistic. Alright. Looks like once again we're having drones moving across the map here. Looking smart in the jacket. Thank you very much, Sushi. Sushi? Wow. Pronunciation. Anyway. Yeah, I have this team manager, and he helped me out getting it, in case you don't know. Very nice guy. Granting me to look like less of a incompatible nerd. A little bit more of a nice looking stud muffin. It was double. And yeah, looking sharp. Alright. What was double? The jacket is double? Is the jacket double? I found out that the pockets are knit together though. I'm not sure. I feel like there are pockets underneath the knitting, but I'm not sure why they would knit it tight if, like, I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe they just don't want me putting my hands in my pockets. Maybe that's like a style thing where they're like, you shouldn't put your hands in your pockets. That just looks ridiculous. Anyway. We're seeing stuff happening here from Ro8. He's doing some cheeky stuff. He put a hatchery right outside of the front door of his opponent. That Overlord is a little bit hasty with flying over the gateways in the cybernetics core here, I'd say. Wants to keep that one around. As soon as he has the Ravagers for the Biles, he's going to be able to bile from the low ground. And yeah, as well, guys. I almost forgot. Thank you, Snipe, for reminding me. Sun Lily actually worked her butt off making the art style and everything for the Alpha X Junior Championships. And it does definitely look rather nice. In the top right, you do see the, over here, you see the logo that she made for us. And absolutely fancy stuff, you know? I'm very happy with it. So there. Very good stuff indeed. And very much appreciated. So shout out to her as well. Anyway. Let's see what happens with this Ravager aggression. Immediately going for the Ravagers. Not even attempting to push first with those roaches. The Overlord is still in a reasonable position. He's going to be able to at least start biling that cybernetic score, which is the more important structure to be hitting in this situation. Yeah, this is looking rather rough. Oh my god, if you manage to get your creep spread in this location as well, that would be massive. Optimistic though, realizing that situation and breaking the creep tumor. Now already having a immortal as well. 2 shield batteries on the way too. They are on the location of the Nexus though, which is a little bit awkward. I would like to see them maybe put down a little bit closer to the wall, but then they would be more vulnerable to those biles. I suppose he just realizes that all he needs to do is not die to this attack, and then he should be able to win this game, because this is a very, very much all in from Ro8 here. Double Stargate. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the double Stargate follow-up. I don't know. I think you know, maybe if you do make like a Void Ray or 2 as well, just in case of those roaches coming over. Or at least, yeah, try to be aware if there are roaches coming over, and then starting up a couple of Void Rays. I think that's just a little bit more beneficial. And then you have the Phoenixes just solely to pick up the Ravagers with the Biles, and the Void Rays to help out with everything else. Oh my god, that surround is magnificent. The Biles hitting everything. Oh my dear lord. Okay guys, this might be it. The Warp Prism coming in though to save the day here. Will it be able to do so in time? The Warp Ins taking place. More lifting up. More juggling taking place. And they're now finally making use of those shield batteries again. They are so far back in that entire engagement. Nothing actually got healed up by those shield batteries. So a little bit of a... I don't know what to call it exactly, but it just feels inefficient. This is the play though for Optimistic. He's going to attempt to do a proxy Dark Shrine here on the other side of the map and try to bite back with a vengeance. Maybe if he does get a couple of Dark Templar into the main base, he will be able to clean that up. And especially also with those Dark Templars, he might be able to clean up the front door here of the Zerg opponent. More Biles coming on down into that gateway though. Now, the front door completely open wide. Either he's going to put himself in this choke point where the Biles are going to hit quite heavily, or he's going to have to fight in the open where the Zerglings are going to be able to surround him rather quickly now. Oh my god, the Warp Prism flying into the bios. No more Warp Prism Micro gonna be available. And in he comes. The Ravages hitting absolutely everywhere. The Dark Shrine not yet completed. And this is not looking good for our Protoss player. Optimistic. And it looks like this might very well be it. Even if he does get Dark Templar in the main base, they're not going to be able to clean up the Zerg army in time now. For taking absolutely devastating amounts of damage. And yeah, already Spore Crawlers now being created. Well, I guess there's no Spore Crawler in the attacking position yet. But he only has 2 more workers. And GG is called. Iroh moves on into the deciding match here between Baby Marine and Iroh. It is. It's going to be Iroh versus Baby Marine. Baby Marine. Baby Marine versus Iroh. Sorry. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. That is going to be our final best of 3 then for tonight. It's going to be another TVC. It's going to be the rematch between these two. Iroh, you know what, did not look all that stellar against Baby Marine previously, but he definitely looked a lot better against Optimistic. Maybe he kind of found his groove. We have to remember that first game where he did try to do the Nidus Worm. Did not really go well, right? The Nidus Worm did get scouted out 3 times before, you know what, he just gave up on it completely. Made a couple of roaches and just was behind immensely with his overall play that he could do from that point. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens this time around. Can Iroh maybe do a little bit better than we saw previously? We're gonna have to wait and see. So, how are all you guys doing? I gotta remember actually, because we are already in the last final best of 3. There's a nice shout out that I want to do to one of our sponsors, because we wouldn't be here, of course, without them. And let me get my StarCraft music back up here. You know what, actually, let's get a little bit of lighting going as well. Before that, actually, I think that's more important. Anyway. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, I hope you are. Are you a fitness expert? No. Me neither. Alright, but you know who has well-trained staff and expertised people to help you out with your fitness and your workout regimens? It's 24-hour fitness. 24-hour fitness is going to be able to help you get all the training you need to get the body shape that you'd like. And with over 400 locations nationwide, even some all over the world, right? In Europe, they have some as well. I know in the Netherlands, they have a couple. Unfortunately, it's a little bit far away from me, but maybe not for you. So check it out, 24-hour fitness, and they can hook you up with a free fitness plan, free fitness appointments with their expert team, and they will help you set up a customized 24-hour fitness fit plan. That will help you get the most out of the wide range of equipments and help you discover the perfect fitness classes and workouts for you, specifically you. So yeah, if you want to get on track and get the results that make you look less whack, then go check out 24-hour fitness. They will definitely help you out. All right. That out of the way, there's another one thing I want to mention, guys, and it is, of course, the Patreon. The Patreon, Nightbot has been spamming it in that chat, and the Patreon is the way to support this tournament in particular, the Alpha X Junior Championships. We want to make them as good as we can, and we want to try to improve upon them each time around. We're doing them every month, so every month we have right now a 2-group tournament with a playoffs afterwards, right? So 3 times a month this tournament takes place, and every month it resets. So we're having another tournament, and every month we have a winner, basically. So little tiny storylines are being created here, and it would be absolutely lovely to have a kind of a breeding ground for new StarCraft 2 professional players, where they can start up their starting career and get ready for the big leagues later on, right? Get a little bit of experience on stage, being casted, being streamed, and against other players that have similar ambitions. Alright, so yeah, Patreon is the place for that. You would be appreciated. And also, people who are already our supporters on Patreon, good for you. Good for you. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And much love to those people, of course. Alright. Let's see. Nightshade. Nightshade will be our first map. I think the second map will be Simulacrum, which leaves us with some other map. It's not going to be Zen, World of Sleepers, Triton, or Eternal. Which map is still remain? Oh no, wait. No? Forgetting about one map. Which is the one map we didn't mention? Nightshade? No, Nightshade is the one we're doing now. Simulacrum. Eternal we're not playing. Triton we're not playing. World of Sleepers is a no. Zen is a no. Which one are we forgetting about? Eternal, no? Would have just assumed it was Eternal every time. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. It's the final best of 3, guys. We're gonna keep it a surprise for now. Maybe you already figured it out. I hope so. Anyway, in the bottom right, we have the rematch. The Orange Zerg from Team Hasu and Russia didn't perform as well as he wanted to previous time against his opponent. But this time, let's see if he does better. He is Ro8. Right, in the top left, we have a Blue Terran player. He's from Italy. He is, well, none other than Rainer's brother. Rainer's younger brother. He is Baby Marine. And Motion complimenting me on my blazer. Thank you so much, dude. You're never gonna know, but my team actually bought it for me. And I did some size calculating. Like, I filled in my weights. I filled in my overall size. I said I was very muscular, of course, and it fits perfectly. And I thought online shopping was a sham. Well, yeah, it proves me wrong. Anyway. Thanks for showing up, dude. So yeah, so far we have a second base coming down full Iro. Baby Marine looking like he is just gonna go for a Reaper expand. Nothing out of the ordinary. You have to wonder, like previously, Baby Marine, both of the times... No, Zen also was vetoed, cynical. Both of the times, Baby Marine managed to get quite far ahead in the earlier parts of the game. And it felt a little bit like bullying later on, right? In that game, they did string out a little bit along Ephemeron, maybe. Maybe Ephemeron, actually, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so it did get string along a little bit there. So Baby Marine was just a little bit dominating. I'm not sure if that's going to happen again here. Oh, we do want to keep sound on. But I'm a little bit frightful for Iro, though, trying to do the macro approach. As it did not seem that he was very comfortable with that in the previous time these two players met. But then again, Baby Marine, he's not had the best of runs so far in the junior championships anyway, right? He definitely felt like he was just coming a little bit short of what he is capable of. That's a beautiful... Ooh, almost... Wait, what? Oh my god. Okay, well... Okay. That's what I mean. Stuff just doesn't work out all that well. Crying baby. Alright. Oh man. A bit of feels bad about that Reaper. Did not manage to do too much. 5 gifted subs here from Motion. What in the world, Motion? You absolute crazy guy. What in the world? Alright, alright. Oh, Cold Terran is here as well. Wooded Micro is here as well. Jeez, guys. Oh my god. Holy moly. Ocean. He doesn't even watch or play StarCraft 2, guys. He's just a really good friend. He is, oof. Alright. Did not expect that. We have a... yeah, it just threw me off my game completely here. I hope you weren't expecting some sort of text-to-speech or something. Alright, alright, I need to focus. I need to focus. People deserve to know what's happening in this game. And it's not much though. It's really... it's not that much right now. There's Liberators on the way. They're going to be attempting to do a little bit of harassment here on the third base, it looks like, as the Hellions are attempting to lure those Queens away. Which they are doing rather successfully so far. And coming in from the other side again. So yeah, come on, chase us, little Queens. You can do it. Opening up this area a little bit for the Liberator. There is still a singular Queen available though. So might be able to pick off a couple, or well, at least the Queen here. Let's see how quick on the draw those drones are. Yeah, still losing 2. Losing some lava. Actually, losing 3. There we go. But Link's actually... oh my dear lord. Link's getting inside of that main base here. On the natural. 5 workers gonna go down there. For the price of a single Zergling, I believe. But, oh, we need to keep watching. We need to keep watching. Got in again somehow. Getting less value this time around though, with those Hellions already in position. Second Liberator is attempting to do another run by here though. This natural base, there is the Spore Crawler still available. That drone smelt blood in the water, yeah. That really did. Now 2 evolution chambers from Iro, and so far, I mean, this game has gone better by miles so far compared to the previous best of 3 series he had with Baby Marine. Although, I mean, it's turning around rather quickly now again. 11 more work's gonna go down. A Liberator, actually, how many kills is that? 6 kills on this Liberator. It's definitely a little bit distracted, but unfortunately for Baby Marine, he does put it in range of that Spore Crawler. And you know what? 3 more drones going down here, though. A nice value being created by those Hellions. And, yeah. So we're just having a bio transition versus what looks to be just a Baneling so far. I've got my ice cream and Kozen on webcam every so often, so my night is sorted. Just need some nice tissues now. Very nice, very nice. That's more information that I wanted to know. Oh well, anyway. Very much appreciated. I don't know if I told you, but there is a 90-second delay, so that is why it's taking me a while to respond to anything you say. This is quite a big push coming on in here from our Hellions and Marines. There's a siege tank as well. Yeah, there he is. Okay, so the siege tank a little bit further away. Not sure if that was done on purpose to try and get him into a different position. And Baneling speed, oh my god, I think Baneling speed was forgotten here for a while. Does not look like it's anywhere near being completed. And that is going to be absolutely devastating. This push just not prepared for us at all right now. Even sinking quite a lot of his forces into trying to defend this, as it's not ready yet whatsoever. Baby Marine stimming forward, getting all the Banelings that are morphing as well here. That is some free value right there being gotten. Oh my dear lord. Alright, I mean, this might be it, guys. Iro was doing so well, but he just didn't prepare for the possibility of this attack. And here it is, just in all its glory, absolutely melting everything that Iro has. Those Banelings coming in again. No stim whatsoever. Look at the low HP on all those Marines. If he had those Zerglings still, he may have been able to just surround this and kill them off, but unfortunately, they all got shot down. Trying to morph into Banelings here. Now, everything is going into ham and a basket. Is that a... That's an expression, isn't it? Ham and a basket. It's all going to ham and a basket here for Iro, and Baby Marine once again taking the lead here with this series. 1-0 right now, and we're going to be hopping into game number 2, which will be Triton. And now we can check to see if Ephemeron, yeah, Ephemeron will in fact be our third match. So yeah, Cynical Death on the ball there. What a guy, he's just a knowledge machine, honestly. Continuously just blurting out more knowledge. And very, very good stuff. I just thought you were just slow like usual. Yeah, you know what, that too. I'm just pretending like there's a 90-second delay. It's just my excuse, alright? I mean, I'm trying to look less bad than I actually am at this type of stuff. Okay, game number 2. Counting is also difficult for me. Game number 2 is on the way. Simulacrum will be the one we will be watching him. I got an extra low t-shirt as well. Must be helping out with those tissues, hopefully. Anyway. Thank you all for watching, guys. I very much appreciate it. And, you know what? It's nice to see a little bit of enthusiasm for the younger generation of these StarCraft 2 players, you know? I mean, they don't get to play that much in these really high, big tournaments, the high value tournaments, because there's already all the other pros. And having a place of their own to kind of shine and prove their worth is very valuable. And, you know what? I'm glad that we are doing that right here. Alright, anyway. Let's talk about the game so far. At least, let's start with some introductions. The Russian Zerg in the bottom right side. He is the orange player. He is Iro. So far, not doing too well against this opponent of his. The blue Terran in the top left side. Maker's Italian player, Baby Marine. The little brother of the absolute god champion, that is Raynor, is of course Baby Marine, who is going for a double barracks in fact. Ooh, alright. Ramping up that aggression here. Attempting to potentially, you know what, we're still seeing a refinery being taken. There are spaces for add-ons here, so perhaps he wants to get himself a couple of marauders, but I'm feeling this might be a little bit of Reaper play coming our way. And motion still on the ice cream. Well, you're gonna have to hurry because this is the final best of 3 that we are seeing today. We might still have an interview with Baby Marine or Iro, depending on who wins this series. Hopefully we will. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. And oh my god, a third barracks being added into the mix. Okay, this is going to be massive amounts of aggression coming out of Baby Marine. Feeling very comfortable right now, probably. After taking 3 games in total in a row against this opponent here. Only having a single SCV on this gas. I'm not sure if that's meant to be that way. Perhaps it is. Although, I mean, you know what? I don't do this type of stuff at all whatsoever, guys. I am a very macro-orientated player. And cheese is just not in my vocabulary. I love to watch it, though. So, I just don't pay enough attention. Okay, Spinecrawler is being created here. Iro did see, in fact, that there are the 2 barracks at the front door of Baby Marine. Well, yeah, he's already managing to get a little bit of value here. Putting 2 Zerglings on quite low HP. Alright, 2 Reapers now in the mix. Doing quite a lot of work so far. Let's take a look at how many Zerglings. 4 Zerglings already going down. be able to get more value in total here if he keeps going in and out, because that Zergling speed is still miles away from finishing. Boss motion. That is him, yeah. Okay, I mean, the Marine here tanking quite a bit of damage off that Spine Crawler there. And the Reapers do manage to get in, but walking right in front of those two Queens here. It's a little bit awkward. There, of course, another Reaper actually walking into the Spine Crawler. And I'm curious to see what Baby Marine is planning to do here. Wants to start fighting these Queens, otherwise things might get quite hairy. Okay, there we go. It's gonna be easier for him with the Reapers, of course. They do regenerate in the Queens. They need to spend that energy to help heal themselves. Oh, wait a long time on creep to regain that HP pool. Everybody's really happy with you right now, Motion. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Alright, so there's the +1 attack right now for the Reapers as well. Reapers are going to suddenly start doing an insane amount of damage from that point. And he does have enough Reapers at this moment in time where he is going to feel comfortable trying to take out a Spine Crawler, in fact, as well. Pulling away the low HP Reapers very nicely so far. He's going to wait for the regeneration to kick in. Pulling away the weakened ones again. And you know what? So far, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this Reaper Micro. Not losing too many just yet. And again, pulling back those weak Reapers. But the time is ticking, of course, still. That's a lot of Queens now. All here just to bounce away at those Reapers. The Zerglings are being put down on the low ground here as well. They got a full surround on those Reapers right now. Reapers attempting to blow them away with the mines, but oh my dear lords, all the Reapers are going to go down before that +1 attack actually does finish us up. And that means that most likely Ro8 is going to be able to hold this one off for now. Now, Baby Marine, I mean, he didn't put all his eggs in one basket, but it's pretty darn close, right? He did get himself a second base. He's getting himself a third base here. But overall, Ro8 now getting himself a Spire. Did Baby Marine actually see? Okay, no, he doesn't even know about the lay attack. He knows that there's no third base. So he might be assuming that something is coming his way in this sense. And these missile turrets actually a little bit of a blind counter here. But you know what? It's gonna work out for him. He's gonna be able to help against those air units coming from Ro8 rather nicely. And yeah, so far Baby Marine just falling a little bit short with those Reapers. But overall the standing, I suppose, like 38 workers versus 46. It's not the worst situation, right? It could be a lot worse. Oh my god, it gets the cancel on the third base as well. That's pretty big. That is pretty darn big indeed. Did not expect that to happen, actually. Even just watching at it, I thought the Queens were going to be able to just push those Reapers away. It just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Once again, he's rotating around, actually. Maybe he wanted to let those Queens run away, so he could have gotten that base once again. Oh my god. Alright, now we're having those Reapers gain quite a bit of value, actually. Just rotating around, but those Mutalisks are on the way. We're gonna have to keep our eye out. There's 20 Marines, though. Oh, Baby Marine. He has everything he needs right now to defend against this. He just... well, Stim would be nice, actually. Oh, it's about to finish up, though. It is so incredibly close. Close. Wow, that was the most Dutch I've been today. So far. Alright. I could have gotten that reactor, probably. Just Ro8 doesn't want to overextend here. And getting these would be nice as well. Baby Marine has to be very careful with these Stims, though. He does not have Medivacs yet. Gonna be absolutely essential. to help out with his Marines here. Now, the reactor is burning. Okay, there are a couple of SCVs moving over in this situation. He decides, you know, it's probably not worth trying to defend against that continuously. So he just puts the barracks on another location and remakes the reactor. I think that's a very, very solid choice overall. And this is an interesting follow-up actually from the Mass Reaper. Just a lot of Marines now coming through. 2 medevacs as well. It could very well work. The one problem that I'm a little bit wary of is those Mutalisks, of course. Are they going to be able to do enough damage here in the main base before Baby Marine actually manages to retaliate? On the other side, you ate too much ice cream and now you're scared. Alright, well, I mean... I'm not sure if that's... I'm sure you'll be fine. You're my fault, yeah. That's for sure. Oh well. Yeah, at least you're gonna be needing those tissues then for sure, aren't you? Anyway. Bailings, once again, not having Bailing speed just yet. The base, once again, falling that 3rd base. The Marines need to start splitting up, though. Even without Bailing speed, he needs to be careful. The medevac's gotten taken out here as well. And now we need to wait and see what happens with these, well... maybe stranded Marines here on the other side of the map. He's attempting to shoot down as many Bailings as possible. He wants to target them down. Those little green pouches. Doesn't want to let them get close to his Marine ball. This is so brave, actually. Oh my dear lord. I guess, you know what? Without Bailing speed, you can just keep doing this. And he's definitely doing it. The Mutalisk went for the counter-aggression. But they're not really finding as much damage as these Marines are. More Bailings actually almost being able to connect there, but still, again, just barely falling short. Baby Marine now pushing in. This could be it, guys. The supply is not looking all too happy here for Iro. And Iro, his Muta ball is just not being able to get anything done. Baby Marine takes game number 2 as well. And he is going to be our victor. Our second player that moves on into the semi-finals here. Of Season 3 of the Alpha X Junior Championships. Absolutely lovely stuff. Now, guys, we will be hopping into the interview. But before we do get the interview started, I want to do a quick, brief shout-out to one of our sponsors, GameStop. Sounds like a store that only sells video games, but they have so much more. Either go to your local store and check them out online and explore all the options they have for games. Computer gaming, accessories, anything of the sorts, collectibles, electronics, and even clothing. Find new and used game devices, or, well, retro and new of sorts. Yeah, find gaming, comic-inspired products for your bathroom, bedroom, kitchen, and much more. Replace your wardrobe with clothing inspired by your favorite games and characters. All of this is available at GameStop.com and in their local store. Alright. Now, are we going to be having an interview? At least one of them today. That would be absolutely lovely, talking to Baby Marine here. I would not be opposed to it. That is for sure. Let's see if we do get that opportunity. I'm already in the interview window, but of course he might just have a little bit of stage fright and not show up. That could be the case. But you know what? If you're already practicing for tournaments later on, you might as well practice for the interviews as well for later on, right? You might. That's my opinion, at least. Anyway, let's see if Mr. Little Rainer thinks the same way. And with Little Rainer, I mean Baby Marine. He doesn't want to do an interview either. Alright, well, that is a bit rough. That is a bit rough indeed. Man. Alright. Feels like we need to make them... we need to force them to do the interviews, though. In the finals, at least. So we can have those... Ghosty is here as well, cheering on Baby Marine. That's pretty cool to see. Ghosty will be playing next Saturday, I believe. Yeah, it will be next Saturday. He's going to be playing against... Who are you playing against, Ghosty? Wannabe Björn. Alright, alright. It's going to be a good one. Ghosty is a very strong German player. One of the younger ones. And a previous champion as well. So, keep our eye on that one, guys. Anyway... And that means, unfortunately, it's going to be it for me today. We don't have any more games to be watched, unfortunately. We don't have any more interviews either, because both players actually declined. So a little bit of a feels bad, but Pepe hands, other Twitch emotes of the sorts. Anyway, I don't know enough of them. Anyway, guys, I've been Kozen. You can check me out here on at Really Kozen. That's my Twitter. It's my Twitch. If you want to see more of me, stay up to date a little bit. And I hope you had a good time. And we'll be back next Saturday with the Alpha X Junior Championships, and we'll be back next tomorrow. In fact, with on my channel there will be a little tournament. A little nice tournament known as the OSC Masters. So yeah, if you're into those types of tournaments, definitely go check it out. I can interview Motion, alright. Maybe next time, buddy. Maybe next time. I know you're not 15 years or younger, so we're not that interested. Alright, guys. Have a good time. Thank you again for watching. And I'm gonna be out. Alright. Bye-bye.